Hello and welcome to Optimal Play. Today we're going to be delving into one of my favorite games of the last couple of years, the Arkham horror card game. It's a game of Lovecraftian horror where a story unfolds over several scenarios. And we know that every campaign in this game is best with a couple rubes who have no idea what they're doing. So I brought some rubes along. This is Scott.
Hello.
And Anne.
Hello.
And they are brand new players to the game who don't know what's going to happen to us in the Night of the Zealot campaign. I've taught them some of the basics off camera, but the first scenario is made to learn as you go, so we'll be doing a lot of that too. So first let's go around and just introduce our characters really quick. Okay. I am playing Wendy Adams, the urchin.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm playing Roland Banks, the Fed.
I'm playing Daisy Walker, the librarian.
Beautiful. And the other thing we need to decide, I don't think I told you this off camera, was we need a lead investigator. And I'm going to insist that it's one of you guys. The lead investigator, when it comes to drawing cards each Mythos phase, they go first. So the bad things are always going to happen to them first. And also there may be some decisions that are made for the table by the lead investigator. Who wants to step up?
Is there a strategic thing to he's the fighter and I'm a librarian? Is there any kind of strategic?
No, I think anyone can be the lead.
All
right.
I'll be the G-man.
Scott, lead investigator role, and he is the Fed. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, well there's a little bit of an intro story to the first scenario, so here we go. You and your partners have been investigating strange events taking place in your home city of Arkham, Massachusetts. Over the past few weeks, several townspeople have mysteriously gone missing. Recently, their corpses turned up in the woods, savaged and half-eaten. The police and newspapers have stated that wild animals are responsible, but you believe there's something else going on. You are gathered together at the lead investigator's home to discuss these bizarre events. So we are here in Scott's study.
Welcome.
Roland's study. We also get some story from the agenda and act decks that we'll be playing through. The first agenda is called What's Going On? It is late at night. You are holed up in your study researching the bloody disappearances that have been taking place in the region. A few hours into your research, you hear the sound of strange chanting coming from your parlor down the hall. At the same time, you hear dirt churning as if something were digging beneath the floor.
Okay.
And the first act says, Trapped. As you leap to investigate, the door to your study vanishes before your eyes, leaving behind only solid wall. You're trapped inside your study until you can find another way out.
Oh.
So, we start out just in Scott's weird-ass doorless study.
Okay.
Trying to find a way out. The study says you've been investigating the strange events occurring in Arkham for several days now. Your desk is covered in newspaper articles, police reports, and witness accounts. And since we start here, we will flip it over to its other side, which has the door to your study has vanished. And it tells us there are 2 times the number of players clues in here, which means we're going to put 6 clues on here.
Okay.
And this number is the shroud. That is the difficulty of investigating here. So if you want to use your actions to try to investigate and pick up clues, you have to test and beat a difficulty of 2 to pick up a clue. Our goal is to advance the act by spending 2 times the number of players, so 6 clues, which is conveniently how many are in the study. So with that, we have our starting hands and we can act in any order. Who would like to go first?
I guess since I'm the lead investigator, I can go first. So I can draw a card to gain a resource, play one of these, move. Well, I can't move anywhere. We don't
There's
know
nowhere
where
to
go.
move. We are trapped.
Investigate the location. So I guess I will investigate the location.
Okay, so you're going to do a test of your intellect.
Okay.
Which you can see on Roland is 3. If you would like to, you can discard cards to add their icons. Also, I think I forgot to mention this to you guys before, other people in your same location can also help someone with their test. So if I had any intellect icons in my hand, which I don't, I could throw them in to help Scott.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're just testing a skill of 3 against a difficulty of 2 after you draw a token out of the bag. Let's give it a draw.
+1.
Oh, alright. So result of 4 versus 2, you blow it away and can take one of those clues. You can just put it on your character.
Okay.
Alright, that goes back in the bag, and you have 2 actions left. Probably before those things that we're hearing burrow beneath the floor arrive. If you have any weapons or anything that you want to get on the table that will help you fight,
Oh, yeah.
now's a good time to play them.
Oh, I guess.
Once the monsters are here, it's a lot harder to play cards and things because they get attacks on you if you do other things other than fight.
Oh, okay. Then I will put down a weapon.
45 automatic.
And 4 resources. Takes 4 ammo. I spend 1 ammo for a fight, and I get +1 for the attack, and the attack deals +1 damage.
Very nice, and you can actually use these resource as the ammo.
Oh, cool.
So you've got 4 bullets in that gun.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I guess I'll investigate again. Or can I not do that
Oh,
twice?
you can do whatever you want in any order.
Well, let's start collecting clues.
All right.
Oh, that's
Skull.
not good.
Yeah, why don't you look at the token list for this scenario?
X minus X. X is the number of ghoul enemies at your location.
So luckily there's no ghouls. We're in your house, there shouldn't be ghouls.
So as far as I know,
so that's a 0.
it doesn't
Okay.
do anything.
And you
so
pass.
I get-
Very nice.
Great.
Anne, would you like to go next?
Yes. So I have a fast card. So should I play that one?
Yeah, go for it. That means it
First.
doesn't even use up one of your actions.
Right. And it just says I get. Oh, I don't think I need that actually. It's for more intellect.
That's true. It
And
never
I already-
hurts. The tokens in this deck do go as high as -4.
Okay.
But-
Should I? I'm at the crossroads. All right. So let's just start with investigating.
Okay.
Let's start with investigating.
All right. So what's your intellect?
My intellect is 5.
So you're testing against this too.
I'm super smart.
You are extremely smart. You're not going to add any cards to it, I don't think?
No.
Okay, draw out. Oh no.
Did
That-
that just kill everything?
So that token is called the auto-fail token. You want to guess what it does?
I'm not smart enough to do that. No, I'm not. So that's the end of that?
Yeah, so you fail that action. You still get to take 2 more actions.
Okay.
But yes, that token is in the bag, which means nothing is ever a sure thing.
Let's shake it. Hopefully it won't come back.
Never ever,
We shake it.
never ever certain.
And you had said I should have a weapon of some kind, like something to fight. If
That would be a great idea, yeah.
So I have a spell,
Sure.
and that is 3 tokens.
Yeah, what's it called?
It's called Shriveling,
Ooh.
and it says it uses 4 charges. Spend 1 charge to fight, then uses this attack uses. I don't know what that symbol
That's
stands
your
for.
willpower skill.
Willpower instead of fist, and deals +1 damage. If a skull,
Oh, so one of the
Man with
special
a hood.
tokens, yeah.
yeah, if one of the special tokens, or that death symbol that I just got is revealed during this attack, take 1 horror.
Right, yeah, so the spells in this game have some risk associated with them. They
Yeah.
have the chance of backfiring a little bit. But great, so you're going to spend 4, how many resources?
It said.
It's 3 resources, great. And then you can put 4 tokens on it to be the charges on that spell.
So do I take all 4?
If you
or-
want to use those book tokens,
Oh, yeah.
those are cool for the spells. And then I'll take away 3 of your resources.
Okay.
Beautiful, and you have 1 action left.
All right, so I'm going to try and investigate again, because that worked out so well for me last time.
All right,
2. -2.
-2.
But I'm still fine.
I think she's
So you're
still
fine.
Yes.
Take one of those clues.
All right.
All right, we're halfway to, as a group, having 6 of them.
Awesome.
Very nice. Oh, and we'll flip these over to mark
All right.
who's played. All right, that leaves little me. I'm decent at investigating. I also have a 3, so I'll try to help out. But first, I will spend a resource to play a fire axe. And
Do you
then,
want children running around with fire axes?
did I ask you?
No.
Wendy fends for herself, all right? I will also play... I'm going to spend 2 resources to play pickpocketing, which lets me draw a card whenever I evade an enemy.
Okay.
So if you have any enemies in your weird house,
I'm sure.
I'm going to take whatever they got.
He's a G-man. He's definitely got enemies.
And finally, I'll investigate. So I'm going to test my 3 against 2 and hope I pass. I got the skull, which is -0 again. Minus
Yes.
X, there's 0 ghouls. So great, I'll take a clue. And that is my last action. So we got 4 out of 6. It's a decent start. The next thing that happens is called the enemy phase. On the off chance that there are some, some threats chilling in Scott's house, they would get a turn right now.
Okay.
So far, we haven't heard of any. And then is the upkeep phase, where we will refresh our characters.
Okay.
Every upkeep phase, everyone gets to draw a card from their own deck, add it to your hand. Ooh, I drew my weakness. My weakness is abandoned and alone. So just me, I take 2 direct horror, which means horror I put straight on my character, and remove all the cards in my discard pile from the game. Luckily, there weren't any in there.
Oh, good.
And I don't get to draw another card. That just means I didn't get any cards. Yeah, we have some pretty weak people in this game. Everyone's got their flaws. The next thing you do is you gain a resource. So go ahead and take one from the supply.
Thank you.
So you'll always get a resource each turn. And then if you had exhausted any cards, like cards that say to exhaust them, use them, you turn sideways to kind of mark that you can only use them once per turn, you would ready them again. No one needs to. And then we're to the start of a new round, and we skipped it in the first round. You always skip it, but it's called the Mythos phase. This is when bad shit happens to us.
Okay.
So the first thing that happens is some time goes by, the agenda moves forward. So we're going to put 1 Doom token on the agenda. It's going to advance, and more elaborate bad things will happen, and the story will progress when there are 3 there.
Okay.
And then we have this handy encounter deck, and starting with the lead investigator, we're each going to draw a card from it. So go ahead.
Do I read it, or do everybody draw?
No, go ahead and read it.
Okay,
Start
so
with
this
the
is
name of
a
it.
ghoul minion. He's a
Ooh.
humanoid monster ghoul. It was a colossal and nameless blasphemy with glaring red eyes, and it held in bony claws a thing that had been a man, gnawing at the head as a child nibbles at a stick of candy. H.P. Lovecraft, Pickman's model.
Oh, so that was a Lovecraft quote.
That was a
Yeah.
Lovecraft quote. So he is an enemy. He has 2 fists, 2 star? What's star?
Yeah, so
And 2 feet.
so when you draw an enemy, you actually put it, unless it says otherwise, you put it in front of yourself.
Oh.
It is attacking you. It's in something called your threat area. So basically, in front of you, you'll have both the good cards that you want there and something called a threat area, which is the bad things that are happening to you. It might be enemies that are attacking you, or it might be amnesia that's plaguing you at the moment. Something like that. So this ghoul is considered engaged with you, and you are going to be the one to fight it. The way you fight it is by using your action to test against its difficulty of 2 to fight.
Okay.
And it has 2 hit points. So if you fight it, you do 1 damage by default to it.
So
This green number is the difficulty to evade it,
Okay.
and you would test your agility against it.
So do I fight it now?
So not immediately. It doesn't do anything else. We'll move on to me drawing my card. But when it's your turn, you're gonna have to figure out what you're gonna do about that.
Okay.
So my encounter card it's a treachery card, which is something bad that happens and then generally it gets discarded. So unlike an enemy that is like added to the board, it's called grasping hands. Decaying hands rise up from below and grab and claw at your ankles. You have a weird house.
Should move, please.
Who are you keeping beneath the floorboards?
It's expensive
The
to
ghoul
move.
had found some bones somewhere in there to chew on too.
I don't want to talk about the dead people.
This is a pretty good one for me to draw because it says to test agility, which Wendy is great at. For each point that I fail by, I'm going to take 1 damage.
Okay.
So the difficulty is 3. I'm starting with 4, and I drew the auto fail. This is, there's only 1 in the back, I promise.
So you...
Bad luck. So if you auto fail, if like the number that you fail by matters, you're considered to have gotten a 0 on the test. So I take 3 damage right now.
Wow.
Oh.
Wendy.
Remember how I told you before we turned on the cameras that we probably wouldn't die on this intro scenario? I'm pretty close to halfway there, so I could have been wrong. Okay, so this is going to go into a discard pile, and here's your card.
Thank you. All right, I have Swarm of Rats Hunter. And it's just a horde of cruel rats skitters forth in an undulating wave of claws, teeth, and molten fur.
I'm not saying
Oh,
it's
boy.
the dead bodies under the floor.
You really need to clean under there. It's
So-
1 fight, 1 star, and 3 shoes with wings on it.
Yeah.
Evade.
So, like his ghoul, you're going to go ahead and put that in your threat area. So those rats are your problem, Daisy.
That is a problem because I only have two evade.
Yes, but you could fight them, and they only take 1
That's
combat to beat.
Oh, 'cause
and
they're right.
Your
They're
spell
rats.
lets you use your willpower, which is pretty good to deal with them. So
Okay.
we'll see how you deal with those. Actually, we could see right now. That's the end of the Mythos phase.
Okay.
Okay.
We can bring it back up to our turn. And again, we can act in any order.
Well, if you don't mind, let's take care of some monsters first.
I think that sounds good.
So I guess I can go first. I'll just fight him. So that.
Okay, so would you like to shoot your gun at him? You'll fight better, but you'll use up your bullets.
I'll roll the dice on not shooting my gun for
Okay.
the first one.
Okay.
To see, because I only need to get a 2 to win.
Yes. The tablet, why don't you check what the tablet does?
If there is a ghoul at your enemy, if there is a ghoul enemy at your location, take 1 damage.
So
and
there
minus
is
and minus
this-
2. So
Right.
it's equal. What does equal mean?
You win. You win
Yay!
twice. Yeah. So you successfully do 1 damage to the ghoul, and also because of that tablet effect, you take 1 damage since there was a ghoul at your location. Roland's pretty hardy though. He's got 9 health.
Okay. So it's,
Okay,
it's
so that's-
1 damage per attack?
The basic fight action is 1 damage. Yeah. Like
Okay.
your gun says, if it's successful, do it plus 1 damage.
Oh,
So that would have been the other benefit would have been it's like you're more likely to hit and you do extra damage. But still, if you do 1 more basic action, you'll probably take it out.
So let's do another fight.
Okay.
So it's dead.
Another tablet. It's dead, and you can take that token for
I'll take
yourself
that
because you
token.
take another damage.
But my ability is, after I defeat an enemy, I get to discover a clue at my location.
That's right, and that just means help yourself to one of the clues on the study.
Alright, I'll take one of those. I'll give that to you. What is this star effect +1 for each clue in your location?
So, kind of the opposite of the autofail in here, there's an elder sign token. You can't miss it because it's like bright blue, and
Okay.
each character. So when you draw that token, you look at your own character to see what your character does with that token.
Okay.
Kind of like there's special tokens that look at the scenario. That one looks at our character, and everyone has a different benefit.
So what happens if I get this 4th clue in my next action? Because I
Then-
think I have 1 left.
Then we can immediately, if we'd like to spend the 6 clues as a group that we have, we can advance the act. It's not an action or anything. We can do it anytime, essentially.
Alright.
So that sounds good.
I think I'm going to go for that, and hopefully no tablets or auto fails. Let's get something good. Skull.
Goal is -X, and there are no ghouls at your location
No
since you
ghouls.
killed it.
Yay!
So you succeed.
Alright.
All right. Would we like to spend our clues in advance?
Yes.
Get out of this study, hopefully. Okay, let's see if we found a way out. I'll take those from you.
Okay.
Why don't you read the back of that act?
Okay. So,
And you can start with the name. It's kind of down the side there.
the door on the floor. So don't ask me about my house.
Why didn't you?
With the bodies.
Why didn't you tell us where you were keeping the door? Seems like this could have been a lot easier.
You notice that the edges of your newly purchased rug are tattered and mud-stained. Finding this odd, you shift the furniture aside and pull back the rug. To your surprise, you see the door leading out of your study. You slowly turn the knob and the door swings open, revealing your hallway below. You jump through the doorway, landing on your feet in soft dirt. The door to the study slams shut above you. The smell of burning wood fills the narrow hall, intermingled with the scent of rotten decay. So we put into play...
Next time we're hanging out at my house.
Right?
Actually, I'm the orphan. I'm
don't have
the
a
urchin.
house.
Next time, Daisy's house.
The library. Let's see. So we put into play the set-aside hallway, cellar, attic, and parlor.
Yes. So we're going to remove the study, I think it says.
Discard each enemy in the study. So actually, I thought the rats go
The rats
away.
are gone. Yeah, because they were in the
Yay!
study. You can
So where do
throw
I-
them in this discard pile.
So we place everybody else in the hallway, and then we remove the study from the game.
Yes. So, yeah, that bottom of that deck is perfect. I'll lay out the locations. Why don't you read the next act while I do?
Sure. So, Act 2, The Barrier. A glowing barrier blocks the path to your parlor. As you move toward it, intense heat forces you to back away. Picking up a handful of dirt, you toss it at the barrier and watch in horror as the dirt incinerates. Perhaps there's something in the cellar or attic that can help. Objective. When the round ends, investigators in the hallway may, as a group, spend their requisite number of clues to advance. And this is 3 investigators.
Right, so we need 9 clues, and there's that extra little wrinkle where, in order to spend our clues, everyone who's contributing clues has to be in the hallway.
Okay.
So we're all going to go in the hallway. Anne, want to read us the text in the hallway and then flip it over?
Sure. The hallway. A moment of panic and disorientation strikes as you land upon the floor of the hallway. The world spins as if turned on its head. And I turn it over, and says, the walls of your house are spattered with mud and your hardwood floor is gone, replaced with a dirt path.
It's not looking well for my resale value over here.
Yeah, you might need to bring in some professionals for this one. All right, it has no clues on it. It's just kind of our thoroughfare to get to these other locations. We've also got access to the cellar, which says, I'm not going to flip it over until someone goes there, but it says, the stairs leading down to your cellar are slick and they glisten with a thin layer of ice.
Okay.
And the attic says the smell of rotten meat assaults your nostrils as you approach the attic stairs. It doesn't get better from the study. The parlor, it says, the entrance to the parlor is blocked by a darkly glowing, unfathomable barrier. You cannot move into the parlor. So even though it's on the table, the text on it is keeping us from moving.
Okay.
And then the text below that says, you're unsure what would happen if you tried to cross the threshold of the strange barrier, but based on its extreme heat, you sure as hell don't want to try. Okay, so
does the turns reset when we do
the turns
this?
don't reset.
Okay,
so you have finished your turn, right?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, we'll flip yours over. And would you like to go next, Dan, or should I?
Sure, I'll go. So I have one that says I can gain some resources, and it's for 0. Is that something
great.
I can use?
Yeah, you can. That's one of your actions.
That's one of my actions. It's an event 0, and it says gain 3 resources.
Okay, so start a discard pile for yourself.
Okay.
And here are your 3 resources.
Thought that might be nice to have.
You're rich.
Rich.
What else would you like to do?
Let's see here. I'm going to buy some fine clothes, which cost 1. And it says reduce the difficulty of skill tests you perform during the parlay actions by 2.
So that's something we haven't encountered yet, but parlay occurs if we meet people and need to convince them to be on our side.
Okay.
Or something.
So maybe I don't need to play this soon.
So there's no pressing need for it, but the other thing going on this card is, see how there's damage and sanity icons at the bottom?
Uh-huh.
When you would take damage or horror in the future, instead of putting them on your own character, which progresses you towards being defeated, you can put them on that. And it basically soaks that up. And then if you max out its damage or sanity, then you discard it. So in this case, 1 damage or 1 sanity will discard that. Sometimes you'll have ally cards that can take more for you. Mm-hmm. So that's another benefit to playing it, is it just keeps you
so
that,
if
that
I
much
get
safer.
damaged in the future.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll hold on to it since we're not meeting anybody yet.
Okay.
I just like to pretend to play cards, and then I decide not to. That's my shtick. All right, so let's go ahead and move.
Where'd you like to go?
Let's go somewhere. I want to go down the slippery Home Alone cellar stairs.
All right, then you get to flip this over and tell us what's on the other side.
Okay. A nail sticking straight out of the floorboard.
Start with the flavor text, the italics at the bottom.
The italics at the bottom.
Yeah.
Your cellar seems to have been replaced with an underground network of icy tunnels and caverns. The cold chills you to the core.
Seems par for the course at this point. I'm really not surprised anymore.
Is it an Airbnb? You don't really own it.
It was a rental.
Forced. After you enter the cellar, take 1 damage.
Oh, so that happens right now.
Womp womp. I should have put the card
Here's
out.
the damage for you.
Thanks.
Just put that on your character. Oh, that hurts. You only have 5 health too. So
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put that card down next time.
yeah. Oh, the cellar you can put back out here.
Oh, I can. Yes, I can.
And it also gets 2 clues times the number of players, so 6 clues to find here. Remember, we
Okay.
need 9, so this is a good step in that
Lucrative.
direction. It also has, it's the highest shroud we've seen yet. You have to pass a test of 4 to investigate here. So it actually might be good that you went here, because you're the one who can reliably do that.
Can do that.
I'm not sure that Scott or I would have much luck there.
I have one more.
You do have 1 action left.
So let's see if I can get a clue. And I'm going to use the fast card for the extra thing of smarts.
Intellect?
Yep.
That was perfect.
And
that was perfect in every way.
That doesn't take another move, so
Right, you
now
still
I
have 1
can
action.
investigate.
You can.
All right.
Okay, so you're going to test your intellect of, now it's 6 while you're
6.
investigating against 4.
Please
There you
don't
go.
be the bad card. Please. -1.
You pass.
Yay!
You can take 1 of those clues.
Go.
Thank you.
1 out of 9. Okay, we will flip you over, and it's my turn. So I have some tricks that can help me investigate, but I don't think they'll help me pass a 4 reliably. So I'm going to check out the attic.
Okay.
I will move to the attic. Thank you. In the attic, the bloody carcass of a malformed beast swings from a meat hook chained to the ceiling.
I don't want to talk about it.
Like how you've taken responsibility for all of these terrible things. It's not your fault.
My Rocky training moment.
Blood drains slowly from the carcass, dripping into a small barrel. Well, at least you're being tidy about it.
You gotta be clean.
Forced, after you enter the attic, take 1 horror. So you fell down the stairs and got hurt. I just got extremely weirded out by the bloody carcass in your attic. So I'm going to take that horror. I'm at 3 and 3 now.
Oh no.
Do we have ways to heal ourselves?
There are a couple in our decks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We might come across them, hopefully.
we might need that.
Let me see.
Okay, this one also is going to have 6 clues on it, but it has a way lower shroud. Its difficulty is just 1, so this is a good place for me to be.
Cool.
And that was my first action. I'm going to play this cool survivor card, Dark Horse. It says, when you have no resources, you get +1 to all your skills. So as long as I'm broke, I'm smarter, have better willpower, and faster and stronger.
Oh, well, there you go.
I am in my element.
That works for you right now.
That sure does. So I'm going to test, that bumps my intellect up to 4, and I'm going to test it against 1 difficulty to use my 3rd action to investigate. And I got -1. I'll pass. Take a clue. Okay. Everyone's acted. We're back to no enemies. This is where if those enemies were still on the table, they would attack and do some damage and horror to us. They would maybe move. Still aren't any, and then it's upkeep. So we'll refresh these. You can draw a card and gain a resource.
It's not a max hand limit?
There is a max hand limit of 8.
Okay.
Yeah. And so Dark Horse actually says that I can choose not to gain resources, like if I want to stay broke, but I think I'm going to take 1.
Okay.
Because I still want to be able to play cards.
Yeah.
And we're at the top of a new round, so we're going to put a second doom on what's going on. And it's the Mythos phase, so again, it starts with the lead investigator.
Okay.
There's your encounter card.
This one is called Frozen in Fear, and it's a treachery card. Terror. Revelation. Put Frozen in Fear into my threat area. So I guess that's me.
Yeah, so it stays like attached to you.
The first time you perform one of the following actions, move, fight, or evade each round, it costs 1 additional action. Okay, and then there's Forced. At the end of my turn, test 3 willpower. If I succeed, discard Frozen in Fear.
Yeah, so this could be on you for multiple rounds if you fail that test.
Oof. But I have 3, so hopefully...
Yeah, so you'd hopefully pass. That might be a good one to like throw some cards with willpower icons into if you can.
I do have 1.
Beautiful.
So I might be using that in the next turn.
My encounter card is Crypt Chill. The supernatural cold threatens to freeze your soul.
I think it's for the wrong location.
Yeah, really. This would make more sense in the cellar. Test 4 willpower. If you fail, choose and discard 1 asset you control. So
is that automatic?
Yeah, it just happens now and then goes away. So I don't have anything I can pitch in to help with that. But I'm testing with 4 willpower. The tablet is -2, and if there's a ghoul enemy, take 1 damage, which there isn't. -2 means I would fail, but haha, I took that resource. I have a card called Lucky that says play when you would fail a skill test to get +2 to that test. So that brings me up to a 4 and I pass.
Oh.
Yay.
So don't have to discard an asset.
Very nice.
And here you go.
So this is Ancient Evils, Revelation. Place 1 doom on the current agenda. This event can cause the current agenda to advance. Dark forces, I should have read this part first. Dark forces stir against you. If you do not act quickly, a sinister plot will be fulfilled.
Ooh, and it was. That's the 3rd doom that goes on the agenda.
3rd doom!
So let's give that to Anne to read.
All right.
Why don't you read the advancement of the first agenda?
So I flip it.
Yeah, flip it, start with the title, which is kind of on the side, and then at the top.
A lapse in time. Your house continues to change before your very eyes. The walls have decayed and the ground in many rooms has turned to dirt. It is almost as if you have been transported somewhere else entirely, although every now and again you recognize elements of your former home.
Like the rotting carcass.
Yes. That was there before.
That was always there, for
was
sure.
part of his
I have no doubt about
He
that.
rented it.
I'm very disappointed in the rapid changes of this house. Not the renovations I wanted.
The lead investigator must decide, choose one, either each investigator discards one card at random from his or her hand, or the lead investigator takes 2 horror.
Ooh, so this is your choice. Are you willing to take 2 horror? Which is hard for you because you
I
only
don't
have
know if I
5.
can take the
Or we all discard a card from our hand.
You guys feel about your hands?
It wouldn't crush me to lose one.
Alright, I think if you guys don't mind, we'll just pass it around and have
Okay, gonna do the selfish thing.
person to your right. Or,
Yeah,
person to your right.
Sure.
Hold on, I'm
Pick
I'm
one.
hoping
I only
that you
have
choose
2.
one of them.
So you lost dig deep.
Ooh, okay. That would help me stay broke because it lets me spend resources at will, but that's
So
okay.
you'll have Brandon take for
Yeah. Okay. You're gonna lose unexpected courage.
No!
That would help you with some skill
What is
tests.
my discard pile?
Oh, I think it's that emergency cash is the
I think
discard
so
pile.
too. Okay, there we
you.
go.
Okay, so
Oh,
you
okay.
draw one for me, please.
This one.
What did I lose? Oh man, an emergency cash.
Ooh,
Kind of
those are always nice.
That one. Alright, that's fine.
Okay, well, you made your choice.
I'm okay with it. I don't lose my horror. Or I don't, like...
Yeah, it would be tough to take 40% of your sanity. So Anne, why don't you read us Rise of the Ghouls too?
All right. Rise of the Ghouls. The floor beneath you is giving way, and you see a vast network of tunnels twisting into the darkness below. Shapes and silhouettes of strange creatures move swiftly through the tunnels, trying to find a way up. You probably don't want to be here when they do. ...
3 dots. Don't read the back
Don't read
yet.
the back.
So that's our current agenda. It takes 7 doom to advance this one, so we got a while. As long as we don't keep drawing more of those ancient evils that speed it up.
Okay.
That's a risk.
It's a problem.
That's right. I had lost track. That was the Mythos phase still that you drew the ancient evils.
Yep.
So it's our turns.
Okay.
And would you like to act?
All right, I think I'm going to... I think I'm going to investigate, since I'm there.
Okay.
Right? Okay.
Gonna need this.
We're gonna go
Difficulty
with
of 4. There it is again. Your good friend, the auto fail.
My good friend, the auto fail.
It's 1 out of I think there's 15 or 16 tokens in there. Like the odds aren't that high, and we're just having bad luck. All right, mix it up real good.
I'm gonna go again.
Okay. Well, that's the opposite. So that's called the Elder Sign. What that does is it looks at your character, and your character tells you what happens. So it should have a little on your character. It should say have that symbol, and then it should be on the front side.
It's on the front.
Kind of down here.
It says this symbol effect +0. If you succeed, draw 1 card for each tome you control.
Oh, so tomes are books that Daisy, because she's the librarian. You don't have any books, any tomes, but you do get. But the
I get
token
1.
is 0, which means you pass.
So I get 1.
Oh, you get a clue. Yeah.
Yay! And then I'm gonna do this one more time.
Okay.
I figure I'm in a really good place.
Yeah.
Does my magnifying glass that adds 1, does that only work one time? Like the last time I used it?
It works every time you investigate.
That's
Yep,
awesome.
as long as you have it on the table.
0.
You succeed again.
Yay!
How many clues do we have between us now? 4?
Yes.
4.
Okay, and we will gray you out. Okay, so I'm going to do pretty much the same thing and try to investigate the attic a bunch. I've got intellect of 4 with my dark horse versus 1. A 0 means I'll pass. I'll do it again. 0 means I pass. There's multiple 1s in the bag. Or multiple 0s. in the
Now
bag,
you're
I should
just
say.
palming
Yeah,
it.
so I'm not just drawing the same one. I'll even mix it up really good to make sure. And 1 more investigate. I draw +1.
Ooh,
Yay!
very nice.
Sweet.
There you go.
Thank you. And we are at 7 out of 9.
Nice.
And then we do remember have to meet in the hallway to spend these. So maybe the goal next round is to pick up the last few clues and have an action left to move to the hallway. It would be a good goal.
Just hang out in the hallway then.
Yeah.
You
Right?
could, yeah. Plus you would avoid taking the damage or horror from moving.
So what would I have to do?
Oh yeah.
First time you perform a move, fight, or evade, it costs an additional action.
But you're not doing any of
And
those.
then we'll just have to do it in my turn. I'll test it. Can I do any?
So you could play some more cards that you'd like on the table if you're not planning on going anywhere. You can also always draw cards or gain resources as basic actions. So there's never nothing to do.
I think I will put a card down.
Okay.
Because 2.
Ooh, a flashlight. All right.
So it uses 3 supplies. I don't know what that means.
That means we'll put 3 tokens on it. It's kind of like the ammo in your gun.
Okay.
It's basically, it has 3 uses worth of batteries.
So if I spend a supply, when I investigate, I get -2 shroud for the location.
Right, so it would lower the difficulty of the test. So that's another way that people who aren't as smart as Daisy can go to the attic and get clues.
I like
is
it.
you would lower the difficulty from 4 to 2.
So
Yeah, we'll see if it comes in handy.
My hands are full. I don't actually think. So
That's right.
I guess I'll draw 2 cards and end my turn.
Okay.
Okay.
No weaknesses, I hope.
No weaknesses.
All right.
So then for my end of my turn, at the end of my turn, I will test 3 willpower, and I'm going to play this.
Guts. Beautiful.
Guts. So
that's an extra 2.
Max 1 committed per skill. If this test is successful, draw a card. So wait, max 1?
That just means that if you had multiple copies of Guts, you can't put them all in at once.
Oh, okay. So this gives me +2
Yeah.
to my will, which is 3, so I have 5.
5 and a difficulty of 3 is what you're trying to beat, so that's pretty good. Being at +2 is a good sweet spot. That means most of the tokens are okay.
Ooh, what's that?
What's the cultist do?
-1. So actually, I win.
You win. Nice.
So,
So
nice.
we can discard Frozen in Fear,
Awesome.
and Guts also just goes to your discard pile.
Okay, so I am.
And since you were successful, draw 1 card, since that's what Guts says.
So I'm back in action pretty much.
You are. Very nice. And still no enemies. We've been a little lucky with those especially since the study, like, you just killed one of the enemies and we fell through the floor.
All right,
So
landed
I
on the
guess we'll
rats.
Yeah,
flip
we'll
over.
refresh our investigators and draw a card and take a resource.
Oh yes. Can you pass me a resource, please?
Of
I
course.
gotcha.
Thank you.
And
I'm going to.
I drew a card.
I'm going to not take a resource.
I drew a basic weakness.
Oh, what's it say?
So it says hypochondriac. Revelation. Add hypochondriac to your threat area. Forced. After you take 1 or more damage, take 1 direct horror. And then there's 2 arrows, and it says if I get 2 arrows,
The
discard
arrow means
hypochondriac.
action, so it basically means use 2 of your 3 actions in a turn to get rid of it.
Got it.
Until then, it stays in your threat area and means anytime you take, you take damage, you gain
Every
horror?
time I take 1 or more damage, I take 1 direct horror.
Okay.
Okay.
So that could be really bad.
It could be. It means every time you get hurt, you get more hurt, basically. Although, Daisy has lots of sanity, so taking a few horror should be okay.
But in this next turn, she could use 2 of her actions to get rid of it, and then move here, and all you have to do is pick up.
And then
2
assuming
more
I can
points.
get the clues in
Yeah.
That's probably what
that's
I
a
would
good
do.
point. Yeah.
I think we're okay for now.
Yeah. Should I take my
Okay.
turn now and just do that?
So we've got a whole Mythos phase.
Oh, we have a
before
Mythos
that.
phase. Sorry, I forgot about that. All
And
right.
so just leave that in front of you. Everyone got their resource and card, right?
Yep.
Okay, so top of a new round. We're going to put our first Doom on the Rise of the Ghouls. 1 out of 7. And here's your encounter card.
Alright. Swarm of rats. Enemy. A horde of cruel rats skitters forth in an undulating wave of claws, teeth, and mottled fur. So I will.
Okay, you've
Not
got
too
rats on
shabby.
you.
I can beat up some rats.
Yeah, I think as the fighter, you can probably handle the 1 fight, 1 hit point
Yep.
enemy, hopefully. I found Dissonant Voices. It goes in my threat area. At the end of the round, I discard it, so it just lasts 1 round no matter what, but I cannot play assets or events. Basically can't play cards in my hands this
Okay.
turn.
Okay.
But you can investigate.
I can still investigate, yeah.
Ravenous ghoul.
Ooh.
Humanoid monster ghoul. Prey. Lowest remaining health. The sight of the thing raised the question, do we eat to live or do we live to eat? So
Okay,
yeah.
so that goes, it doesn't have, it doesn't say spawn somewhere, right?
Nope.
Okay, so it goes into your threat area. That ghoul sprung out onto you.
Okay, so I have to
So,
fight him in my
on
next...
your turn, you'll probably want to fight him, or maybe we can have Roland come up and help. It'll be, actually, I was going to say it'll be up to us on our turn, but that's right now, so
Okay.
what should we do?
So you mentioned earlier that if we didn't fight it, if she just was like, I'm going to leave, it does it responds.
So yeah, you take something called an attack of opportunity. If you do something other than try to fight it or try to evade it, then while you're doing something else, it's just gonna smack you because Daisy can't just read a book while there's a ghoul attacking her.
Yeah.
So that includes moving, and then because it's in your threat area, moving doesn't leave it behind.
Right.
It will attack you and come with you. So just leaving the cellar doesn't
just means I
solve
get
the
attacked,
problem.
and I get double attacked because I have hypochondriac.
Right.
So that I need
So that's not a good option.
I need to address the ghoul.
You can either fight it, as you saw Scott do. It means you're testing your combat, or in your case, you have shriveling, so you can test your willpower against it.
Okay.
Or you can evade it, and you're using your agility to try to beat that green number on it.
3.
And
They're all threes.
if you evade it, then it actually comes out of your threat area and sits in the location, and then you could just leave. So
But then we still have to
those
deal
are the
with it
options.
later.
We might have to. It doesn't have something called hunter, right? It doesn't say hunter in its text.
It says prey.
Just prey. So if it says hunter, like these rats do, then it will follow you in the enemy phase. But if it doesn't, then it will sit there forever, and maybe we just never have to go back to the cellar.
There you go.
So those are kind of the options. What do you guys think? The other thing is, sorry, I just realized I said those are the options, and then actually there's more options. If Roland wants to come up and help, or come down to the cellar and help, he's gonna fall down the stairs too. There, I see. But he can attack, if he's in your location, he can attack the ghoul in your threat area. He could shoot it with his gun, but if he misses, he hits you. You'll take the damage. So it's a risk.
My shriveling card, it says spend 1 charge to fight. This attack uses my brains instead of brawn and deals +1 damage. So if I do that, then it brings it down to 2, and then I have 3 left, or is it 2 and I have 2 power to fight?
You'll still test against its red number. It's 3, and you'll be using your willpower, which is also 3. Right? So that's better. That's better than your combat. So it would improve your chances.
Okay.
It's still not great testing 3-on-3. If you have cards you can put in to the skill test that would help, that might up your odds.
I have another shriveling.
Or there are cards in your deck that help. Like your deck is specifically, there are cards in there to help you get higher willpower. But if you don't have them, that's unfortunate.
No,
I can only use 1 attack on this thing, so.
And you're gonna get hurt coming down the stairs.
The other thing you can do is just come down to the cellar and engage it, which means take it from her threat area into yours. So at least it beats up on you and not her, and you have like more health and can deal with it.
More health.
And then when you get around to attacking it, you won't risk hitting her.
Yeah.
Let me see if there was anything
shit really hit
else.
the fan this round.
Really
That's a tough enemy. And Daisy drew it.
And Daisy drew it.
And I'm not that helpful here. I can't even play cards in my hand, so.
Well, I could maybe eat the damage.
The rats, so if you moved, the rats would hit you and they would do 1 damage to you.
This is a lot of damage.
If you then ignore them and fight the ghoul, they won't keep hitting you. Like, as long as you're fighting something, then they don't get attacks on you.
I think I'll go first.
Okay.
Then I will fight the rats.
Great.
Will not use my gun for that.
Okay, so it's 4 versus 1.
Tablet. -2, so I win that. If there's a ghoul enemy, there's no ghoul. So
Right,
those are
so
dead.
killed the rats. Very nice. 2 actions left.
And then I will take the damage for the move.
Yes, you fall down the stairs.
Yep.
There you go.
But somehow get up and then
Rolling to the rescue! He goes sliding down the stairs.
immediately ready for skills.
1 action left.
What does the star mean on this one?
Ooh, so that's actually just the symbol for Guardian, but this is a skill card that has no cost, so they just put that logo there.
Okay.
So, yeah, if you wanted to shoot the ghoul and put that in, you could kill it in 1 hit.
Let's do it. Shoot it and...
Okay, so you're shooting the ghoul, so you're spending an ammo, you're risking shooting Daisy in the face.
I am risking.
But you have...
Shoot Daisy in the face!
You need a 3 to hit it, and you have...
I have 4. This adds +1 to it.
And this adds
And
+1.
so
So
5.
6 versus
6.
3, right? That's
So here's what I do.
Okay. For a second, I thought that it was
Automatic
colored. I thought it was
fail.
the
Daisy
fail.
gets shot in the face.
All right. What's your elder sign power?
+1 for each clue on your location.
Oh, so that's +3. So you
So I've hit
super
it.
fast.
So I got +1 to damage, plus the base damage, so it's dead.
It's dead. One shot. That was an epic turn.
You're my
Also,
hero.
you're rolling, so what's your extra power do?
Oh, I just get to discover. Well, there was no clue here, so that doesn't matter. But
Right.
I get a clue for this one.
Right.
And there's our clue to finish the round, right?
That's enough.
So we all
Right?
just
No,
need to
is
go
it
home.
enough? Sorry, we need one more.
One more? 9?
But we all
So-
have to. Actually, it might be better for you to still go for clues
So we have extras.
because you have to be here, right?
Yes.
So I would. Do
Oh.
all of us have to be there, or just?
All of us.
Oh,
Just
so
people
if
with
that's
clues.
right. So if I get clues and move there, and you move there, we can still advance it this round without needing his clue.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because only the people who are like spending clues have to be in the hallway.
Got it. Okay.
The other would you discard that vicious blow so it's not confusing?
Thank you for saving me.
You're welcome.
Our hero.
That's what I'm here for.
The other thing going on here, I'll explain after the game what it's for, but this has this victory one here. You can get these victory points in this game, which help you in the campaign, and you get those if at the end of the scenario, all the clues are gone from that location. If you've gotten all the clues, even if you may not need all the clues on the whole table, but if you get them, you start to get these victory points. So that's a reason that I'm going to try to clear these. I think, with my turn.
And then when you both move into the hallway, I think it'll help.
Yeah. So I can't play cards, so I'm going to set my hand down. And I'm just going to investigate. My dark horse works because I'm still broke, so I'm testing 4 versus 1. -2, I succeed. Second action, I'll do it again. -1, I succeed. Beautiful. The attic is clear. There's nothing else to learn in the attic.
We're gonna move.
And I'll move down to the hallway.
Third action. And we get a victory point for clearing the attic?
Yes, assuming there's no clues on it at the end of the game. If in theory there's a card that said add clues to the attic or something,
okay.
then we might not. But I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay.
All right.
So it's my
Daisy,
turn.
your turn.
I need to get rid of this hypochondriac because it's going to hurt me bad if
Okay.
I don't. So I discard.
So you just spend 2 of your 3 actions.
Yes, and then
And
that
discard
goes. And then I have 1 action left,
Mhm.
which I need to. Should I be trying to clear the cellar, or should I just go back to the attic?
I guess it's up to you. If you go to the hallway, we can advance the act right now, which is great. But if you want to take your time, we can try to get that victory point, which helps us in the campaign.
What is the? What does everybody think? Do we want to try and get the victory point, or just advance it now while there's no bad guys to
We're
hurt
doing
us?
really well. We've still got 6 left on the agenda. I think we could take our time.
Okay,
Sure.
I'm cool with that.
I mean, we're gonna have to draw another round of bad stuff then, but victory points are good.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'll do that. Yeah, I think so. Because I'm gonna get to draw another card in a minute anyway, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Hopefully, it won't be another weakness.
+1.
That'll do it. Here's a clue.
Yay.
1 clue left on the cellar.
Okay, and that's the end of my
that's
turn.
right. And I forgot that you had spent 2 actions already.
To get rid of that
Okay.
hypochondriac.
All right, the enemies are cleared again. Good job, Roland.
Yep.
Good job.
We'll
Well
ready
done.
these, and everyone draws 1 card. You're still in the cellar, right?
Yep. Oh, weakness.
Uh-oh. What's it say?
Chronophobia. Put chronophobia into play in your threat area at the end of your turn. Take 1 direct horror, and I can use 2 actions to get rid of it.
You have a fear of the passing of time. So just every round you take a horror, unless you get rid of that.
I think I will.
Probably a good idea.
Smart move.
Okay.
Were we supposed to take one more of this on this round, or do we do it at the end?
You do, like right after you draw that card
Okay.
in the upkeep phase. I've got nothing really to pay for in my hand, so I'm still going to choose not to draw
When
one.
does that go away?
Oh, at the end of the round, which actually is right now, right?
Oh,
Right
cool.
in this upkeep step. My dissonant voice is clear. Thank you for pointing that out.
Okay, so are we ready
New
for
round, we start by putting a doom on
Yes.
Rise of the Ghouls. That's 2 out of 7, and go ahead.
Okay. Dissonant voices. So I can't play any cards. That's okay though. Oh no. No, that's okay. We're okay.
Is it okay?
Can I get rid of chronophobia? I
Are
can't
we
get
going to be
rid of
okay, Scott?
I can get rid of chronophobia. We're okay.
All right.
I just can't do anything.
I thought I had left the attic, but I found rotting remains. A sickening display of gore causes you to retch. You're glad this wasn't you. It's a treachery that happens right now. I test my willpower. For each point I fail by, I take 1 horror. So it's similar to those grasping hands,
Okay.
except it's horror instead of damage.
And what's your willpower? 4?
My willpower is 4, and I'm still broke, so Dark Horse makes it 5. So
Did you not? Oh, you didn't take your resource?
I chose not to.
Nice.
Yeah. Elder Sign. What is Wendy's Elder Sign? Oh, it's a +0, and if Wendy's Amulet is in play, you automatically succeed instead. That's a card in my deck, but it's not in play. But I succeed.
Nice.
All right.
Here you go.
Ancient evils. Dark
Oh.
forces stir against you. If you do not act quickly, a sinister plot will be fulfilled.
Man.
Revelation. Place 1 doom on the current agenda.
I'm starting to wonder if you're on the side of the sinister plot.
Daisy, you have it
You're the
up
one handing
against
me
us.
cards.
That can go in that discard
But
pile.
it's also the fails.
All right, back to our turn. At least I didn't advance the agenda this
I
time.
know.
We still have some time. Those are in a lot of the scenarios, though. That way you can never be confident that it's not
Yeah.
going to advance. You can't be like, oh, we have 2 rounds left, because you might draw some of
fine.
those.
Yeah.
So we definitely are going to end in the hallway this time, so we can spend our clues. Is that the goal?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so I'm going to spend my turn drawing cards.
Okay.
I have a pretty small hand. I'm going to draw once. Draw again. Oh, I like that one. And draw again.
Cool.
Okay, got some good stuff, and that's my turn.
So I'll go next. 2 actions to remove chronophobia, and then I will move to the hallway.
Okay.
So I have a question. I have duplicates of like this.
Mhm.
Am I allowed to play both? Does that double the power of it,
You
or what
are
is it?
allowed, you are allowed to play both, but the only benefit would really be that you have basically 6 uses of it in play.
Oh, okay.
You can see down in the lower right corner where the slot is, like where the hand slot is, that's called an arcane slot. It represents like your ability to cast spells, and you can have 2 of them.
Okay.
So you would be filling both your slots.
All right. I'm going to.
Don't forget there's still 1 clue on the silver.
Oh yes, I'm going to do the clue first because that needs to happen. Thank you.
What? No, that's
nothing.
skull. That's not the
You-
auto
That's not the auto
The
fail?
skull is okay. Read what the skull
I
is.
thought that was the auto fail. X is the number of ghoul enemies at your location, so we're fine. There's
We're
none.
fine.
So you pass.
Ha!
That is the clue.
So if you'd
I
like to
couldn't do it
join
again.
us in the hallway, you can.
I do want to join you in the hallway,
Beautiful.
and then I have 1 more left.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to buy one of these things. I'm going to do this 4, which is word I can't pronounce.
Miskatonic.
Miskatonic.
Oh, he's an ally.
Ally.
He's an ally.
I can read. I'm book smart, y'all. You get +1 intelligence, and after you successfully investigate, you gain another resource.
Ooh.
And it says on the
Roll,
card in a
yeah.
quote,
Yeah.
it says, "While I truly pray that this nightmare is just a singular abomination, I must admit that I am exhilarated by the possibility that this is but one specimen of a new genus."
Oh, so he's rooting for us all to get mauled
I
alive,
think so.
pretty much?
I think so.
Oh, good. I've played that card a lot and never really noticed how creepy he is.
Yeah, he's definitely doing an autopsy on a bug in the background.
So does it take an action to do the clues, or just...
It does not, and in fact, on this particular one, it says the time to do it is when the round ends.
So, there we go.
We've all taken our turns, right?
Yep.
So we will, the enemy phase would happen, there's no enemies. We'll refresh and draw 1 card and gain 1 resource. Now that I have a lot of cards, I think I am going to take the resource. And, oh yeah, help yourself. And then, now the round is over, so now is the time to spend clues. We just need to spend 9 between us.
All right.
I would suggest that we're all in the hallway. So, I don't know if you haven't really looked at your deck. You have some cards in there that make you more powerful if you currently have clues. So let's
Okay.
have you keep the clues and we'll spend all of them.
Okay.
Because we only need to spend 9. So I have 6.
There's 7.
7,
then-
so that's 8, 9. You can hold on to 3 of them.
8, 9.
Very nice.
It does not appear that I currently have any clue cards. It's okay.
Right, yeah, I think that's mostly Daisy, who has those cards that care about clues.
Okay.
Breaking the barrier. We've solved the puzzle. This was tricky. Using the barrel from the attic, you carry ice and snow from the cellar and hurl it at the barrier. It's simpler than you would think.
Here we go.
The barrier sparks and shudders as it consumes the ice, then hisses and fades out of existence. The barrier blocking passage into the parlor has vanished. Reveal the parlor. So we're going to right now take a look at the parlor. which it doesn't have any flavor text, but it has images of ghouls with their heads blown off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum.
It has an action on it that says, resign, this is too much for me. You run out the front door fleeing in panic. So the front door was blocked by the barrier, but a lot of scenarios have the ability to resign. Basically, you're better off quitting than getting defeated by damage or horror. So if we get into a situation where we're not going to win, we can try to resign. And then it also says when Lita Chandler, which is a character we're about to meet, is not controlled by a player, she gains an action to parlay her to try to gain control of her.
Oh, so that's where your parlay...
And that's where my parlay card would come in.
The next thing the act says is put the set-aside Lita Chandler into play in the parlor. So this is Lita. She is Lita Chandler the Zealot. While you control her, she says each investigator at your location gets +1 combat. And whenever an investigator at your location successfully attacks a monster enemy, they do +1 damage.
Okay.
It might sound like we're fighting soon.
I'm gonna go ahead
now,
and put that card down soon with my parlay.
To help you parlay.
Yeah.
And also you parlay by testing. You parlay her by testing intellect, so you're already the one to do that.
Yeah.
There's one more thing. Spawn the set-aside ghoul priest in the hallway. So there's one more card we haven't used yet from this scenario. The ghoul priest. It has Hunter and Retaliate. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me introduce it. A figure in red robes wearing a bone mask. It gibbers and snarls before leaping to attack. So it's going to spawn in the hallway. It's a boss monster. What I mean by that is it is very hard to defeat. It actually has 5 hit points times the number of players. So it takes 15 damage to defeat this ghoul. It has Hunter, meaning if we try to run away, it will follow us. And it has Retaliate, meaning if you try to attack it and miss, it attacks you. And each of its attacks do 2 damage and 2 horror.
Oof.
So this guy's a tough one. So he's going to appear in the hallway, and then it actually, it's going to engage one of us and go into one of our threat area. What Prey is used for is to break ties, like it could be any of us. It says Prey highest combat. So who has the highest combat? I think that's going to be Roland. That's your fist skill. So
I have the highest combat.
The ghoul priest leaps to attack you.
Okay.
Oh no!
And that's it.
Okay.
And that's it for breaking the barrier. We move on to Act 3A, which is the final act of the deck. It's called What Have You Done? A woman with a torch stands in your parlor, a glimmer of hatred in her eyes. What have you done to my barrier? She screams, furious. Before you can answer, a ghastly wail sounds behind you and a creature wearing robes and a deer skull mask tears through the wall, advancing toward you. The objective, you can see down here in the clue icon, there's just a dash. We're not looking for clues anymore. The objective is to defeat the ghoul priest.
Okay.
That's how we advance the act deck. The agenda hasn't changed. There's still 3 out of 7 on it. Oh, your dissonant voices go away at the end of the round, right?
Yes, that is right. God, I
Okay.
just cut my nails and it's just...
even on the felt table?
Even on the felt table. Okay.
Okay, so the barrier's down. There was a woman in her parlor who had put up the barrier trying to kill all the ghouls in our house. And now it's the start of a new round. We will put a doom on Rise of the Ghouls. Bad stuff keeps happening, even though there's a ghoul priest on you.
Crypt Chill. So this one was test willpower. If I fail, you discard... You choose and discard 1 asset you control. If you cannot, take 2 damage instead. So is asset control these?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're not looking for clues anymore. If you lost your flashlight, it wouldn't be the end of the world.
Yeah.
But go ahead and take the
I
test.
don't have any willpower. So that's... So I only have 3 willpower, so I gotta hope for a +1.
Or 0.
Or is... No, I have to test 4, so... I only have 3.
I thought it was 3. Okay, yeah, you're screwed.
Actually, you know what? I don't have to
So
test
helpful.
willpower against...
Oh, guts. Okay. So you're up to 5 versus 4?
Skull. There is a ghoul, so it's -1 for the ghoul.
But you're good.
So I'm good.
Sweet.
So this goes away.
Or the treachery goes in the encounter discard pile. And Guts says you get to draw a card if you're successful.
I was successful. Machete.
Okay. I found some ancient evils. It's not just Anne after all. It puts a doom on the agenda.
No!
And here you go, Anne.
Me. Frozen in fear, terror. Revelation. Put frozen in fear into play in your threat area. The first time you perform one of the following actions, move, fight, or evade each round, it costs 1 additional action.
Yeah.
Forced. At the end of your turn, test 3. If you succeed, discard a frozen in fear.
I like that shorthand, the test 3. That's good.
Smart. So I lose... Well, if I try to do one thing, I lose 2 actions. So then I'm down to just 1 action left, which has to be me testing.
No, you just do the test automatically at the end of your turn.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to spend an action on that test.
Okay. Yeah. Could be worse.
Okay, it's our turns. So we've got to deal with the Ghoul Priest. Nothing says that we have to go get Lita's help, but if you wanted to do that, she gives us combat and damage against the Ghoul Priest.
Yeah.
Because the Ghoul Priest is a monster.
I would maybe go for Lita if we could get someone to do it.
Yeah, I can do it. I just have to get
solid.
rid of this first. So can we last a round without her? Or do I just go... I
mean, you could make the move with 2 actions and parlay her with the 3rd action. You just couldn't, bring her back.
Okay.
But...
Let's do that then.
It's a start. Do you have anything else that you'd really like to do?
I can just... I have an emergency... I can get more supplies.
Oh, you have so many resources.
I have so many resources. Yeah. So let's go. I'm going to move down here.
So that's 1, 2.
And that's 1, 2. And then the 3rd action I need to parlay her.
Right.
Which is this card, the Find Close card.
Oh, yeah. So if you spend an action playing that, then it will help you parlay. Okay. It would mean you'd parlay her next turn, but maybe that's fine.
Whichever you guys think is best. How do I fight her? How do I get her?
To get her, you are testing Intellect 4. Intellect tends to also represent your ability to talk, to be convincing, and to talk to people in this game. So you're testing Intellect 4. You have 6, right? Because the Doctor helps you. The Magnifying Glass doesn't.
Yep. I have 6 at the moment.
So the question is, do you want to gamble on passing that with
6 to 4?
6 to 4, or do you want to spend some time making it a sure thing with Find Close? I'll point out that with the tokens in the bag, being up by 2 is you're most likely going to pass. It's 2/3 chance that you'll pass. Maybe even better.
All right, let's. This might be the wrong choice, but let's give it a try.
You know, if you fail this, that doesn't mean it was the wrong choice. It's results-oriented thinking.
I'm so scared. I'm so scared. Tell me when to stop.
Now.
+1.
Hey!
Yay!
All right, Scott saves the day.
Go on my side now.
Okay, so I do have bad news for you.
Not my side.
She is on your side, so she's gonna go in front of you. She does take up the ally slot, which means you need to discard your Doctor.
This one?
Yeah.
That's fine.
So he was short-lived.
He was short-lived.
You had no way of knowing that was coming, and he did help you parlay her.
He did.
Yeah.
And then I need to try and fight this guy now, because it's the end of my turn.
End of your turn, right. Go ahead.
So I get the thing back?
Yeah, you're testing, 3 willpower?
3 willpower against my current 6? Or do I only have 5 now?
You just have 3 willpower.
Oh, I only have 3 willpower.
It's separate from intellect.
Oh, so it's pretty much going to be...
Yeah, unless you have cards you want to throw in for their icons.
Which icon is it? The
head. Yeah.
The head one? I don't have any of that.
Okay.
So we'll hope for the best.
Yeah. Just draw a +1 like the last test.
Like last time? Not the instant doom one?
I was going to say, Scott, tell him when to stop.
-1.
So that doesn't pass.
Nothing.
So that treachery stays on you for now.
Okay. That's alright. Could be worse.
Okay. What are we going to do?
So he has 15 health?
He's 15. Once Daisy brings Lita back to us, we start getting +1 combat and +1 damage to all the attacks against it, which actually make it pretty doable.
Okay.
Or we could take it to her, but you would let you take an attack doing it.
There's the plus side that if I'm bringing him back, I lose an extra round, which next round could I use that to attack it with you guys?
Oh, sure. Yeah, you could. You would also lose an action when you attack. That's one of the things that... But
so I couldn't actually do it.
But still, it would save... You could still attack twice rather than move and attack.
Yeah, once. But it might not be worth giving you damage,
So... If you are willing to take the hit, I would lean towards moving. Let's just get to where Lita pumps us up and start wailing on it.
I think I might.
But
I think
it's up to you.
I will move.
Okay.
So he's
So
skating
here's
with me.
2 damage and 2 horror for you.
Oof, the horror is what's really gonna, I think,
Yeah.
kill me. Okay. So what do I want to do? I want to do the cost.
So you have 2 actions left. Ooh, keep in mind that playing cards would make it attack you also. Yeah.
But now that you're with me, you're up. You're protected a little bit more now, right?
Yeah. So if you start shooting it, you'll start doing some real damage to
Yeah,
it.
well, let's shoot it then. Use the spin and ammo. 0.
What were you testing?
4 to 4.
4 plus 1 from the gun,
So 5 to
and plus 1 because you're at Lita's location, so 6.
So
you're
6,
golden.
So I win that one.
You do 3 damage to it.
So I do.
I'm gonna have to reach down here and get some more of these card tokens.
We're getting a little beat up.
Well, this one, well, yeah, that's true. We've hogged them all. Now we just need 15 of them for the Skull Priest. That's a good hit. You have 1 action left.
Let's do it again.
Remember that it has Retaliate, which means if you miss, it attacks you. So, like, even though you're up by 2, you could consider throwing cards in to make it an even surer thing.
Yeah. But
You
it's
didn't need
0.
it. Okay.
So 3 more attack on that.
So
3 more damage. That's 6 out of 15.
not too bad. So I'm done.
Okay. So I want to come join the party. I think I can land 1 hit on it. I'm not a very good fighter. I have 1 combat by nature.
What does the axe do for you?
The axe, I can spend resources when I use it to get +2 for each resource I spend, and then if I have no resources, it does extra damage. So it can land a hit. Then once I'm out of resources to spend on it, I don't know if I can hit anymore. But I'll move down to the parlor.
Okay.
I will swing my fire axe at the ghoul priest. I'm going to spend a resource that gives me +1 combat, so I'm at +2 combat. 2-3 with fire axe. Now that I'm broke, Dark Horse gives me 1, so I'm at 4.
Plus 1 for
And
Lita.
+1 for Alita is 5. I'm going to play Rise the Occasion, which is 3 wild icons, but I can only use it in my own skill test, and I can only use it if I am down by at least 2 based on my base skill. But I'm down by 3 because my skill's a 1, so I can play that.
Okay.
So I'm at 8 versus 4.
We'll take it.
At the risk of jinxing it, the only thing that can stop me is the auto fail.
No! Not gonna work.
Minus
No.
1.
All
Okay,
right.
I would have been fine. Alright, so Fire Axe is 1. I have no resources, so another 1. And Lita gives me a 3rd, so that's
9.
a 3rd trio.
All right.
Okay, so that whole stunt where I managed to hit it, even though I am the weakest character in the world, I can't do it again. I used that. So I have 1 action left, but I'm going to just...
Can you like maybe boost anybody or?
I heal.
I can definitely, like, that unexpected courage, I can throw it into your guys' tests now that we're all at the same location and can help you guys get hits. I will just play, it's going to mean I'm not broke anymore, but I can spend it on Fire Axe next turn. I'm going to play Emergency Cash for 3 resources.
Nice.
Okay, all finished.
So we flip.
So it's the enemy phase. For the first time, there's actually an enemy in the enemy phase, and it's going to attack you. So Roland's going to take another 2 damage, 2 horror.
Is there, like, if I have a card with the fist, when he's fighting, can I pay for it and give it to him?
You don't have to pay for
I don't
it.
have
When
to
you
pay
when
for
you
it?
play cards just for those icons,
Yeah.
it's free to do.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I can do that next time for him, and
can.
that'll give him some
Yeah,
oomph.
that'd be a good idea.
Yeah, because I can't play any of the cards in my hand currently.
We do each, now that the enemy acted, I put your damage and horror on you. You are extremely close to death.
So we need to protect him or
Yeah.
save him or do something.
Yeah, so you could consider engaging the enemy next turn,
Yep.
and then Lita has 3 and 3 that you can put on her. So she's good at taking a hit or 2 from the boss. So we'll see if we need it. For now, it's the upkeep. We get to draw our card, gain your resource. And
I'm not a helpful art student.
you've got a big hand. Are you doing okay on hand size? You're not above 8?
Oh, what am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Am I at 8 exactly?
Perfect.
I have something here.
Uh-oh.
It says Defiance, and it says
Oh, okay.
Innate. Before revealing chaos tokens for this test, Choose one of the following symbols. Ignore the effects of the chosen symbol during the test, including the modifier. So what does that mean?
So that's a skill card. You put it into a skill test. It has what? Does it have a wild icon?
Yeah.
So it gives +1 to the skill. And then also that text applies, which means before the person pulls a token out of the bag, you get to choose one of these special ones. And if that one is drawn, then it's basically like it's 0. It just cancels it.
Okay.
Which is great. So like if you don't want the person to take a damage because there's a ghoul, you could like choose tablet. So that's impossible to be an outcome.
And so if that's a skill, do I need to, that was something I like lay down like you laid down in the last thing?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I just hold on to it till it's time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll see there's no resource cost on it. It's free to do. Just that's the only purpose of putting it into skill tests.
Got it.
All right, everyone's drawn. No weaknesses drawn, I hope. And new round means Doom 6 out of 7 on Rise of the Ghouls.
So we better do something soon.
And here you go.
Obscuring fog attached to your location. Limit 1 per location. This is a hazard. Attached location gets +2 shroud, which
All right.
I don't really think affects us. We only have to beat him, not the
Right.
location.
Yes, the shroud is pretty much just for investigating, so that's actually really harmless.
Okay.
I also drew one. This actually, it says attach your location, limit 1 per location, which means this just gets discarded.
Okay.
These are great draws.
Maybe I'll get this
Here
one
you
too.
go.
No, what are we doing? Okay. Ghoul Minion.
Ooh.
It was a colossal and nameless blasphemy with glaring red eyes, and it held in bony claws a thing that had been a man, gnawing at the head as the child nibbles at the stick of a candy.
We've learned now who it's a minion to. We found the ghoul priest.
True. 2 across the board.
All right, that's your problem.
That is my problem
So
now.
you might.
And it's our turn. So,
We have to do 6 damage.
yeah, I mean, we can ignore it and go straight for the ghoul priest.
Yep.
I have an event in my hand that can help me potentially do a big attack against it.
And I have the one fist guy that I can help you guys with.
Right,
Whatever
yeah.
that helps. Whatever that helps.
So I think I can get 2 pretty good attacks on it.
Mm-hmm.
Should I start?
Sure.
The risk is if I attack it and you're the one engaged with it and I miss,
It's
Yeah.
true.
it finishes you off.
Well, if you want to engage it, does
I
that
could
mean
engage
it
it.
attacks you?
That
Or
means
does
it'll
it just
attack me-
Or does it just focus you?
It means it'll attack me like in the enemy phase.
Okay.
It doesn't attack me right now. Why don't you go first
Okay.
and shoot it with your gun if you were planning to do that, and then I'll take it and see if I
was-
can finish it off?
I was planning on doing that.
Okay.
So let's. Does anything happen to us? Like if I die, but we beat the campaign, do we get any minuses for the next thing?
Yes. So if you are defeated, then you take something called a trauma, which means for the rest of the campaign, whether it was damage or horror that defeated you, you're going to start with one of that kind of damage at the start of every scenario for the rest of the campaign.
Gotcha.
Not so bad in the 3 scenario campaign we're playing. When you play the full 8 scenario campaigns,
Big problem.
trauma really adds up.
Okay. Well, I'll go for it. So I have +1. So I have 5. Don't really have anything
So
to add.
I can add to that, and can add to it.
Yep.
5. You're only up by 1. Let's help you out more than that. So I'll put in unexpected courage to give you +2.
Nice.
So you're at 7 versus 4,
And this.
and pitch in a shriveling.
Which
Sure.
is
So
how
you
much?
So you discard that, and it has 1 combat icon, so it gives them another +1.
Okay.
So I'm at
So 8 versus 4.
8 versus 4.
I like those odds.
Tablet. -2 if there's a ghoul. So I succeed, but I take a damage.
Oh man. Okay, you are at 8 out of 9 damage.
So I might need to
Tread carefully, but we've got 3 more on the ghoul
Could
priest,
just-
right? 1, 2, and Lita makes 3.
Yeah.
Could draw a card.
12.
Well,
like
Lita
15.
gave me +1 too, so that's good.
So be very careful with the rest of your turn. If you do anything but fight or evade it, it attacks you. But also, yeah, you're out of bullets.
No
Oh,
bullets.
this doesn't go to your resources. Put it over here. You might just want to pass. You can pass on actions. You don't have to take them.
Pass, man.
I can't imagine what you would, other than you could try to evade it just to see if you like.
What's
To
his
get
evasion?
lucky,
4,
it's
and
4.
mine is 2. No, I
Oh,
don't.
that's impossible.
I have an evade, I think. I have an evade that I could give you.
No, I think I will sit down.
All right, just you're just fighting off the ghoul priest while the rest of us.
Hopefully you can axe
Here,
him.
while the ghoul priest bears down on you, the first thing I'm going to try to do is backstab it. It's an event that costs 3, and it says fight using agility instead of combat. My agility starts at 4, so that's much better.
Yep.
This attack deals +2 damage.
Nice.
So my agility.
Do we get to count Lita towards this?
Lita's not going to count towards that. That's okay. I can throw other cards in to pump this up higher.
Okay.
So I'm also not broke, unfortunately, which means Dark Horse. I probably played that wrong. I shouldn't have taken that resource. That's okay. That's okay. I have 4. I'm going to throw an unexpected courage to make it 5, 6. And Elusive has 1 agility icon, making it 7.
Okay.
If anyone else would like to throw in an agility card to put me up to 8, that would make it...
This was my Lita one, so I think I should give you this one.
Oh,
Lita
yeah.
is, we're not
Now we've
using it.
already got her.
I'll give you Roland.
Ooh, so I don't need both, because there's no reason to be more than 4.
Let's do
above.
Lita because I already have her.
Yeah, or the fine clothes, rather.
Yeah, the fine clothes.
Okay. Let's do it. So 8 versus 4. This is for the win, or for the end.
Almost end.
Cultist, what does the cultist do?
-1. So if
There you
I'm
go.
good.
you win.
Alright. The rest of the damage on the ghoul priest.
Is that full? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15. 14.
14.
So he's
14.
He's got 1
But I
bite.
just did 3 damage, I just
Oh, you
ran
just
out of
did-
tokens.
okay,
Here,
just did 3 damage.
I'll give him one of
I'll
mine.
give you one of mine. Alright.
Alright, so we advance the act. Defending the home. When the robed creature falls, the fiendish swarm burrows back into the ground and the chaos of the house quiets. But the stranger in your parlor doesn't seem relieved. You broke my seal that was set to trap the ghouls within. She raises her torch. Now we must take more direct measures and burn this hell pit to the ground. The lead investigator must decide. I mean, obviously, you, since it's your house. Your first choice is, it was never much of a home, burn it down. Or, this hell pit is my home, no way are we burning it. What is your choice?
You know, I'm not beholden to the home that shifts wildly at my own feet, so...
We're gonna burn it down?
Burn it to the ground.
Burn it to the ground. Alright, so what it just says here is it then has in parentheses R1, which means this scenario is over. We're gonna read resolution number 1 in this little campaign booklet.
Does that mean that like this ghoul is gone?
Yeah, we're gonna clear off
all
the
of
table
this.
for the next
Okay.
scenario. So what happens at resolution 1? You nod and allow the red-haired woman to set the walls and floor of your house ablaze. The fire spreads quickly and you run out the front door to avoid being caught in the inferno. From the sidewalk you watch as everything you own is consumed by the flames.
Good.
Come with me, the woman says. You must be told of the threat that lurks below. Alone we are surely doomed, but together we can stop it.
Alright.
So that is the end of the story for the scenario. A series of things happen that are going to affect the campaign going forward. So we have something called a campaign log. I usually use a separate piece of paper, or actually for the purposes of this video, I'm going to put it in the description of the video.
Okay.
But there's this campaign log that we put notes in about how it's going, and then later on it will say, like, if this happened to you, and you'll check to see if it happened. So, what it says, in your campaign log, record that your house is burned to the ground. So that means this will matter later.
Okay.
The lead investigator earns the lead Enchantler card, and may include it in his or her deck. So you can actually hand that leader card to him. So you may choose to shuffle that into your deck for all future games of this
I
campaign.
will be keeping Lita around.
And it says that this card does not count towards that investigator's deck size. That means since you normally start with a 33 card deck, you don't have to take a card out. You just now have a 34 card deck. The lead investigator suffers 1 mental trauma from watching his or her home become a smoldering ruin.
Oh.
So for the rest of the campaign, you're going to start with 1 horror on you, which that's going to hurt us Roland. He only has 5. And each investigator earns experience equal to the victory value of each card in the victory display. So actually, where did the ghoul priest go? Oh, here we go. So when we defeat an enemy, when we defeat an enemy with victory points, it goes into something called the victory display. And now we also add any locations where we earned their victory points.
Got
taking
it.
all the clues. And it says we get experience equal to the victory X value of each card in the victory display. Each investigator earns 2 bonus experience as he or she gains insight into the hidden world of the Mythos. So that is it for the scenario. What happens next in the campaign, and we'll do this between videos, is we get to spend that 6 experience points we just earned to upgrade our deck.
Oh,
there
cool.
are higher level cards that we get to swap into our deck. Some of them are just better versions of the same thing. Like if you upgrade magnifying glass, it will cost 0 instead of 1.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and then there are also some other cards that there are no versions of that you can play at the level 0 that only you can get then. So we'll look at that, and when we come back, we'll talk about how we improved our decks, and we'll dig into the second scenario, which is called the Midnight Masks.
Woo!
All right,
We
so
survived.
thanks for the game. That's going to do it. Until next time, be optimal.